Rick and I have been joy givers for about 3 years. I started about 5 years ago. I was first working with a group that were first stage Alzheimer's, and we did kind of adult daycare. And then when Barbara started her event, I asked the facility if they would allow me to come in and do Resounding Joy, providing some music. And they were open to do that. I must say that the facility that we work at, we have such support from the whole staff. They really appreciate the fact that we're there. And in the last 3 or 4 years, we've had some really interesting situations, and each time we learn something brand new. But the greatest thing is to watch the participants, because they absolutely, they'll come in that day and they're not exactly sure what's going on, like which room are we going to? And we always go to the same room. Which room are we going to? Oh, okay. No, I can't sing. No, I can't play anything. Once you get them in there, it all changes. It's just a whole, each day is a brand new day. This year, we have 2 new people that are very heart-wrenching. One is a 50-year-old female, early onset Alzheimer's, and she cannot carry on a sentence. She can basically say yes or no. But we walk in on our days, she waves at us. She now knows who we are. She can't follow all of the routine, but is she a drummer?
Yes. Yeah, she's a drummer, all right.
She absolutely gets into this drumming.
We have a hard time getting her to stop. I mean, she gets into this, and she gets into the part where we roll tennis balls around in the back of a big paddle drum, and we pass them one to the next, increasing the number of balls every time around the circle. And she likes to get 7 or 8 balls in her drum and then just roll them around like she was working an omelet or something like that. And then to remind her, come on, keep it going. But she's the remarkable difference we've seen in her and the progress she's made. When we first got her there several months ago, she was really withdrawn, really self-conscious, I think. And now she just comes in and has a good time and does really well considering her situation.
And I was really surprised 2 weeks ago, she recognized us on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just in the facility. So she has some cognitive ability there. I mean, she started waving at me in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, wow, this is really, I mean, I'm just thrilled to death.
The thing that I've noticed is, as Ann said earlier, when we come in there, these people they're just not active. They have no life. There's nothing going on with them. And through shaking egg shakers and beating on drums and singing, and an hour later, their countenance is lifted. They have color in their face. They're obviously having a great time. It's kind of a letdown when it's noon and it's time for them to go to lunch. It's kind of like, we have to stop now. So that's the rewarding thing for us, is that we feel so blessed, I guess, to be able to participate with these folks and see the change that a little music and activity brings to them and their life. It's quite the experience. Very, very fulfilling for us.
And repeating that when you don't expect them to recognize you, mm-hmm. or to understand, okay, we're here, now we're doing this, they do. They're already, those who are able are already going, are we going back to the room? Yep, we are. Are we ready? Yep, we're ready. And we have this little parade
mm-hmm.
that goes back to the room.
7, 8 people. When we get there, they're sitting in a big square, in a big circle that's probably 30 feet across. And there's the few that are high functioning enough that we interact with that see us, and you could just see their countenance come up. They're here. Time to go to that room in the corner. And they get up and, like she says, like little ducklings, and they follow us in there, and we make music for an hour and socialize and talk a bit, and just raises their well-being, I think is the best way to put that. They just feel better when they leave an hour later, as do we.
And the room that we happen to participate in happens to be the social worker's office. So she typically is in there with us. And she participates every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wonderful experience, and we appreciate the fact that she's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we have people that are observing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing.
Yep. All in all, a great experience. This Joy Giver thing, we also see another fellow who's got Lewy syndrome, Parkinson's, and he's frozen in his body, and we go and sing for him, and his nurse, who's with him 12, 13 hours a day, and it really, we don't know how much he gets from that, although we do see him tapping his foot every once in a while. If he really likes the song, he'll start to keep time. But it's really for the nurse. She's a Filipino gal who's so dedicated to this man, and she, I say she's there 10, 12 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. I mean, this is quite the job. I don't know how you make that level of commitment, but she has, and she truly enjoys, and for someone who grew up in the Philippines, she's embraced the American culture and the songs that we sing, and she knows them, and a couple of times through, she's got a beautiful voice, and another experience that we get to have every couple of weeks, and see how the power of music, just music, and getting people involved making that music, how much power that has in their well-being, emotionally and mentally and physically.